This founder's AI tool has gone viral multiple times on X, Twitter, Product Hunt, and even on Hacker News. But even with 3,000 users, is this homepage quietly leaking conversions? In this Clarity Jam, we dig into how to turn virality into actual attention and revenue, as instead of just super spiky sales, why his hero section buries his strongest proof, and how one simple forum tweak could unlock way better onboarding and way more sustainable marketing. Let's dive in.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael. I'm a startup founder, software engineer by training. I've been doing startups for a long time. Worked for big, small companies, like from BlackBerry to tiny little startups. Saw a couple of startups exit, sold one of the startups as well, and served a lot of customers through that. Now I'm working on a new product called AudioWave. Started as a product for me to solve my problem of having a high quality audio to listen to a book that I bought. I hate physically reading. I want to be outside as I do that. So I wanted to take the book out, go for a walk, and listen to it. So I built that and showed it on the initial prototype on Twitter. It kind of blew up on Twitter, and then built the real product after that, launched it. Went viral again, went viral a couple of times. And then I was just working on some other things, and now I'm kind of working on the next version of it, and trying to find a sustainable way to grow it right now, because going viral alone is just not is not a sustainable strategy.
Absolutely. I have so much that I want to unpack there. One, you pretty much kind of are doing the probably smart version of founder sort of thing, which is you solved your own pain point, happened to, just share it working in public, and then suddenly it went viral, and you just got a whole bunch of customers, and it's gone viral over and over again, which is kind of, in one way, a really cool way to kind of get a lot of users, but it can also create a lot of pain if you're not careful, because now you're kind of going off of the drop cycle, off of the, it goes viral and then it goes down and then viral and that, instead of like being sustainable. Can you share a little bit more about what happened after the first time or the first couple of times that it went viral and what that's kind of led to over today?
Yeah, so I mean, the first time led to the creation of a product. That was the very first time. That's kind of how I like to build my products. I just generally do just kind of do some market research ahead of time, build a small prototype for like a week or a couple of days, launch a video about it, see if anybody cares. If nobody likes it, clicks on it, asks for it, then I just won't even bother with it. So that can happen at times. So that those are kind of my stages. Once somebody gets across that, my next stage is like, are they willing to pay? Right. So I want to give them something to pay for as fast as possible. And if they're willing to pay, then there might be something there. So the question, what happened the first time? Yeah, the launch of the product. The second time, it didn't go viral on Product Hunt. It just got my first couple of sales. But then I also launched it on Hacker News, and it was I didn't even notice it went viral, honestly, because I just launched it on Hacker News, and usually just nothing. You get like a couple of upvotes, and nothing happens when Hacker News never goes on the front page. But it did go on the front page, and did notice it. The way I noticed it is all the time like, hey, why do I have 4,000 people looked at my website, and like, what happened? And then I look at the source and I was like, oh, it's Hacker News. And then I looked at Hacker News and there's all these comments. And it was like 2 days later. It was like on a weekend. I was just kind of doing my thing. Yeah, I got talking to customers. That was the most positive outcome of it going viral. I actually had people talking to people. There's a lot of bugs in the early days, which like I would just get demotivated. Then somebody like complains about a bug and then fix it right away. It was kind of my motivation.
Mhm.
And then at one point, which is kind of hilarious, but at one point, like I fixed most of the major bugs. And then I don't have anybody complaining. I don't know. I don't have any feedback from the customers anymore. So that became a little bit harder to. I tried reaching out a couple of times, but people are just having pain and not talking to you It seems, even if they're paying like $100, they just want to use the product and not talk to you. That's kind of interesting. I think it depends on the industry.
Totally. And now fast forward to today, where you have a mix of both free and paid users. And I believe you kind of said off the record you had about 3,000 users total.
Yeah.
Awesome. So is there any sort of, archetype between who those users are? They tend to be like other developers? Is it, people who just really like audiobooks? What does that kind of customer base look like, both kind of free and paid?
Yeah, so they're all are using their Gmail accounts, majority of them. Some of them are more developers, like especially on the AI research kind of stuff that needs to, like really busy people that are they need a way to consume content in a more efficient way. So what they'll just do usually is they'll just create. They use a kind of like Pocket. If you know
Mhm.
what Pocket is, it's a platform that lets you save stories, articles that you find on your mobile, on your desktop, sorry, onto your phone, so you can look at them on your commute. So with Audio Wave, they do the same thing, but they actually listen to it in their car or on the commutes to work and such. So that's like one portion of the users that does that. Um, and a lot of them do like PDFs and stuff like that. And then there's another portion, like the secondary audience, that are more authors or ghostwriters, and they're creating content for like for YouTube and other platforms in general there. So that's kind of the secondary audience there that I understand a lot less than the primary audience. I call it like learners, pretty
Mhm.
much like busy professionals who don't have a lot of time they're overwhelmed with the amount of reading they have generally, information overload, and they need a different way to consume it. A lot of ADHD people, sometimes it's parents. Like I had a parent reach out to me and he's like, hey, my daughter has this book, the ninth grade. She has to read this book, and like, is your platform going to work for her? Um, that kind of.
That's super fascinating. So would you say that the majority of the users are kind of busy professionals who are just looking for a way to consume all of their content via audio, or is it more really it's split between 50% authors and ghostwriters as well as busy professionals?
Yeah, I've been trying to figure it out. It's hard to tell because I just have their Gmail email,
Mhm.
and it's hard to tell who they are exactly, like what. And I should probably add that question, like how do you describe yourself on when they sign up? Just answer that one question there.
Mhm.
Probably help a lot to know that.
Totally.
Um, but I don't know, honestly.
Yeah.
That's
I
one.
would say just in general, if you want to actually pull up your homepage so you can kind of dive into it.
Yeah, you want to bring it up?
Absolutely. For your sign up form, if you haven't done this already, my recommendation, and what can work really well to inform your marketing moving forward, is to ask two questions. One is, how did you hear about us? So, if it is going viral or if it's come from another channel, you can then know, oh, all of my people are coming from Twitter X, or they're all coming from Reddit or whatever like that. And then you can kind of utilize that to scale up your marketing. Second piece of that, to your point, is if you're really trying to figure out if they are busy professionals, are they ghostwriters, are they authors, or something else, ask a question like, what's kind of your main goal for using audio wave AI? That can help you start to segment more of those use cases and those personas to make your messaging and your positioning that much stronger. So kind of what I see here on your actual homepage is text to audiobook quality sound, enjoy learning while being on the go, spend more time outside in the sun and less time in front of a screen. Sounded like your exact use case. And again, busy professionals on a commute. One thing that is automatically a little bit interesting to me is you have thousands of users. Why is that not on your landing page and not in your hero section? Be like, join 3,000 other busy professionals and or authors, um, and who are already using this. That just gives you social proof so you don't look like a new app out there.
Yeah, that's true. The only social I have
Yeah.
some testimonials here, social proof, but you're right. I can add that now.
I mean, you're relying on people to scroll, and people are lazy. And if you're making them do extra work, they're gonna see your hero section, and they might just think, "Oh, this is a cool product, but is anyone actually using this?" And you've actually buried probably the most important thing, which is, "Hey, you have 3,000 users. That's legitimate, and you also have all these testimonials. Can you just bring some of that up to front?"
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second, if you want to scroll down, I see your video right there, which I like. I like the logos. Maybe move your logos up before the video or just redesign the video so that it's kind of side by side with your hero section so that all the social proof of logos um isn't buried so far down the page.
Hmm.
But that's just kind of a small thing. Scroll down. Okay, audio for human, not robots. Why do you have essentially two different demos? You have this one, and then you also have the video demo.
It's a good question. I think probably the video can just be because you need to hear it. Like, you need to hear the
Mhm.
audio. Probably this video section here. And I thought about it. I've seen as I've shown this to people, I just haven't fixed it. People just kind of this is how they look at like I ask
Mhm.
them to look at it, and they kind of like okay, text to audio quality sound. And they'll scroll down. Sometimes they'll click
Default
here.
alive or default dead?
They'll hear this like just sounds,
Default alive or default
and
dead?
I'll listen to the difference between these two. That's why this is why they're there. Sometimes I'll listen. Sometimes I'll just keep kind of reading and scrolling
It,
through. So I don't have a good answer to that question,
yeah.
honestly. Why it's doubled up like that.
Yeah, I guess my question to you is I like the way this is formatted, where you're kind of automatically seeing that contrast between traditional text to speech versus what audio wave actually does and how much smoother it sounds. My question is have you done any sort of testing or even just gut instinct to know if this version right here is actually performing better than the video, or does the video perform better, or do you need both?
No, I haven't done any testing. I don't have enough traffic right now, I
Mhm.
feel like. There's only like maybe 200 visitors a week or so. Um, when I go viral, yeah, I get like a lot more, but like I'll get like 4,000 in like a week or like a couple of
Yes.
days. Um, so that's
My recommendation to you would be to test it, even if it's not scientific. Go lead with one and not the other, and just keep it up for a month. And be able to kind of see. My hunch is, I suspect this audio for humans, not robots, and seeing it segmented out that way probably would perform better if you literally had that in your hero section in a way, or just right, or just made it a little bit clearer. But again, just trying to test both of them because having two different demos is probably adding some complexity.
mm, yeah, like, it definitely like it depends on the person.
Mhm.
Like so in this demo here, I show my face and there's that human element. So
Yeah.
I like that aspect too, that this is something I can win with against like the big companies. Like they don't show a person. It's not a person. It's just like this giant faceless corporation that just like
Yeah.
runs it. I think it attracts certain types of users, to be honest.
Absolutely. I think that, I mean, you're nailing it on the head. You have the advantage that all of the big companies don't have. All of the kind of the big enterprise type companies have, which is, hey, you're the founder, you're the lead developer and the founder. You can kind of utilize that to your advantage, and that's personality gets people really bought into your story. And that helps you convert faster. My question is there's probably other ways that you can kind of showcase the demo video as well as the other version and kind of see so that they're not necessarily fighting each other.
Mhm.
If you want to scroll down to says learn and grow up audio, are these kind of the core? value props within your app?
They can definitely be cleaned up a lot. I
Yeah.
feel like I have like a bit too much text in here. They're kind of honestly, there's kind of placeholders right now that I just like put in there. Not a ton of thought was given to
What are the core pain points that this solves? Like, what is the core pain point it solves? And or what are kind of the core features within this app?
Yeah, the core pain point is that you have a giant PDF or EPUB or article that you want to read and get through, and you want to get through it in the easiest way possible. And audio is the easiest way possible to get through content, and it's also for ADHD people like myself as well. So it's either that you just need to get through this content. The content can also be dry. Like you can use it for stuff like a contract. So I've used it for contracts as well. Like you just have to get through one of those like 20-page contracts that you sign when you start a project or employment or whatever. That's also just boring stuff. So it just gets you through content that you need to get through, that you must get through usually as well. Like so that's the pain point. You have some content that you have to get through, and this gets you through that content in the least painful way possible.
Yeah. Could you maybe rework the section to really focus in on that pain point, which is, hey, get through your content backlog much faster, or something along those lines that you were just saying, so that it's a little bit clearer?
Yeah. The other value that I don't do very well right now is that I mean, you can use it this way, and that's certainly the way I use it. Is it's a way for you to keep up with things. So in AI, things move really, really fast, and it's just gonna take too long to try to read all the papers. But I kind of passively read some papers that way as well. So I convert into audio, go on a walk, and just listen to papers and just kind of observe the content passively, if you will there. So I just discover and keep up with content, like the FOMO. So it's the other part is the FOMO part. Like, hey, what am I missing out? What is the unknown unknowns that are out there for me to discover? And there's no other way. Like you're not gonna be able to do that with ChatGPT or any AI platform because you have to ask the exact question, right? You have to kind of passively be receptive to that information.
Totally. I would definitely lean into both of those within the section, and then also just within your hero as well. So that it's, if you actually want to scroll back up to your hero. Yeah. I like the fact that it is super, super specific. It is super specific, and there's no guessing whatsoever in terms of text to audio quality and sound. To your point before, make it a little bit more specific so that people know it's for them. So like, busy professionals, authors, ghostwriters, and also put in the whole 3,000 users to add in some of that social proof. Put that in there with kind of your demo video and or potentially those demo audio. And just have it be designed a little bit better in that way. And you will automatically see a pretty big lift in terms of new signups. Scroll down. Scroll. Cool. I like all the testimonials. That makes a ton of sense. You add the headshot. You have the people's headshots. You see people's real names. No notes. Scroll down. More examples. Ooh, that makes a lot of sense. So you're kind of showcasing additional examples. Well done. I don't have any notes there either.
Yeah, I probably need like a view more because I actually have like a lot. Like I have all of Paul Graham's essays, and I kind of started working on the public facing website side of it with stuff that I already converted to audio, like super high quality stuff that people might want to listen to.
Yeah, and that's totally within your ICP's reading list anyway, so that's super smart. Maybe you can kind of apply the rule of threes. So have either like 3 examples or 6 examples or 9, whatever then ends up looking like, and the fact that you're utilizing examples that your ICP is already thinking about is just adds to that credibility and makes it just convert that much more.
Yeah, I'm going to add a third one. I used to have three. One of the authors didn't want me to use their content, so I just removed it. But I will add that, and another author's content that
Totally.
I don't care about.
And then you have pricing.
Yeah.
Scroll down. Makes a lot of sense. 10 hours of audio for 15. Okay, yeah. Free and then paid. Again,
Yeah,
no real notes there.
And here I'd want to change it to a subscription basis. So I have to. That's like one of the experiments that I need to run from a business perspective. It's just really hard to sustain business on a credit space because you churn out all your customers all the time, which is interesting because I actually have customers that like bought like a year ago and then bought again recently. So that was interesting. There's nothing in between, and I'll kind of buy again sometimes. So
yeah. Have you thought about, and I know it's a little bit hard to kind of get people on the phone or on the Zoom, but have you thought about, potentially reaching out to some of the people who have bought once and then they bought again a year later of credits and kind of hear a little bit more about kind of what led to that, and almost help you inform how you kind of iterate your pricing and iterate your product moving forward.
I like talk to them, you mean? Like trying to get them on the phone. I tried. I should probably try again. Honestly, some of them are busy. So maybe that's why they don't get back to me all the time.
What's the messaging that you were reading with?
Something like, hey John, thanks for being a customer for a little app, blah 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 blah. We're working on version 2. I would love to talk to you about what we should keep and what we can improve. Do you have 15 minutes to talk to me about that? Something like that.
I think that could work. However, from my own experience and doing a lot of like jobs to be done interviews, if you haven't actually done that before, highly recommend reading that book or reading a book like Deploy Empathy by Michelle Hansen, which is kind of a more founder version of jobs to be done.
Michelle, actually, on Twitter.
Her book's amazing.
I read her book.
I recommend that book to anyone who might be listening to this as well. But one thing you might be able to try to kind of get more people onto these calls would be to lean a little bit more into like what's in it for them, because you're kind of spelling it to yourself and it's obvious, hey, you're going to talk to them and you're going to implement all that feedback. But to somebody who's really busy for 15 minutes, that's not necessarily clear by that message. Can you maybe lead with, hey, thanks. Hey, I just noticed that you bought a new round of credits. Thank you so much. I'm working on X, Y, and Z new features. This sounds like something that you might like. Do you have 5 minutes or 10 minutes to hop on a call? Therefore, you're leading with the value of what they're going to get from it as opposed to just from what you are. And I suspect you'll get way more replies. Maybe not every single person's not going to reply to it, but you might go and get a lot more. And quite frankly, you really only need about 5 interviews with customers to make really